Good morning everyone and welcome to another live lesson with us here at PlanBee. I hope you're all well today. If you are new here, my name is Emma and I will be teaching you today. And if you are joining us again, then welcome back. It's always nice to see you. I've seen some of you returning in the chat, so let me say hello to a few people. So hello to Ebony, welcome back. Hi Thomas, I hope your cat isn't napping right now and he's going to get involved in the drawing. Welcome back Corinne. Who else have we got with us today? Welcome back to... Yeah, I can see you Corinne, you're with us nearly every time, aren't you? It's great to have you back. Okay, so today's lesson is another art lesson. We felt that art lessons are some of the most popular, so we wanted to incorporate some more of these sort of lessons in with everyone. It's aimed at year 3 and 4 children, but older children or younger children are more than welcome to get involved, and of course parents as well. Hello to Nisha and Jaya, I hope I'm saying your names right. Okay, so I'm going to allow a little bit of time for everyone to arrive, and I'm just going to go through our session timetable today, so let's have a look. Okay, so we are going to start in just a moment, and then we're going to go through some top tips on how to do some drawing today. It's all about plants and plant arts, trees and things like that. And then we will get down and do some independent learning at some point later on this morning. And then I really hope we're going to see lots of your work today as well. So if you have sent in your work before, you'll know that that's our favourite part of the lesson. And I know it's some of your favourite part of the lesson as well, seeing all of your lovely learning on the screen and being able to celebrate everyone's success with those. So thank you very much for sending all of those in. So I hope you get to do that again today. So if you haven't got the address to send your work in today, it is PlanBee, I always get this the wrong way around, homelearning@planbee.com. Abby, who is in the chat, I'm going to say hello to her, and I'm hoping she's going to put that address in the chat for me because my mind has gone blank. So Abby is there to moderate the chat and to also answer any questions that I haven't got round to. We do open up the floor to parents and any questions that you have later on when the children are doing their independent work. So hopefully we will be able to help you with anything that you need, any questions. Thank you, Abby, for putting the address in the chat because my mind went blank just then. Okay. So, a few other things just to remind parents before we start. Please stay with your children during the session. This is just to keep them safe and to make sure that they are focused on their learning. We encourage you to get involved, so if you'd like to do some sketching as well with us today, that would be brilliant. If you haven't done so already, there is a link in the description box below to all of the worksheets for today's lesson. Now, we're actually not really going to be using some of those. We're going to mainly just use a piece of paper and a pencil to do your learning today. So you don't need those worksheets, but if you have downloaded them, there's loads of bits on there that can really help. So like every other lesson, all you need is a plain piece of paper and a pencil and we will be able to start. Okay. Right, let's go and move on then to a little quick task. Okay, so I hope you have got a piece of paper and a pencil ready because I'm going to give you a 2-minute challenge. Are you ready? What I would like you to do is I'd like you to sketch a tree using your memory or imagination, or if you've got a window and you can see one, that might help too. Draw the trunk and the branches only, but no leaves. Okay, so we're going to do that 2-minute challenge and you are going to start, I'll do it with you. You're going to start now. So we're just drawing a tree from memory, drawing the trunk and the branches. I'm keeping an eye on the time as well. So I wonder what your trees might look like. Has everyone started? How's everyone getting on? I'm doing mine. I'm very roughly doing it. One more minute. Just to say as well, while we're sketching, in the link for the worksheets, there is 2 folders, one for the worksheets for today and a freebies worksheet. In there, there's a few freebies that you might like to try out after this lesson. I'll show you a few of them later, but I just thought I'd let you know. Okay, right, our 2 minutes is up. So, how did you get on with your tree? So mine is my very small tree here. That was my attempt at a 2-minute tree. I wonder how you guys did. Okay, so moving on then. Let me get out of the way. Okay, so was this an easy challenge or was it a hard challenge, and why? So which part of your sketch are you pleased with and which part do you think needs a bit more work? So have a little think about that. Was it easy? Was it hard? Let me know in the chat what you think. Or if you're working with someone next to you, then discuss with them and see what they think. I'll just give you a minute to have a little think about that. Okay, so what do we think? Was it easy? Was it hard? Okay, so I think, is it Lisa? Lisa says that it's hard. Or Lisa, is this your mum's account? Is that your name? So you found it a little bit hard. I wonder why that is. Corinne says it's hard because we had to use our imagination to draw a tree without looking outside. That's so true. It is really difficult to do something from memory without being able to see it. And if you were with us for some of our art lessons last week, we were doing observational drawings. And that's when you've got a picture or the thing that you're drawing in front of you. So yeah, it is quite tricky to do something when you have to imagine what it might look like. Lola, sorry Lola, thank you. So Lola, you found it a little bit hard. Right, well, we're going to learn how to do this properly in a second, so don't worry. Okay, so let's go on. I'm going to disappear off your screen. Okay, so have a look at this tree on the screen. Discuss the following questions with someone next to you or have a little think to yourself. Where are the thickest branches? Can you see where the thickest ones are? And what direction are the branches growing in? Where are the thinnest branches? What do you think? If you begin at the bottom of the trunk, can you follow a path of branches to the very tip of the tree, very top? I'm going to do that with my finger now. I'm going to trace it. So do the branches always go in a straight line? Or are they a bit more wiggly? What do you think? Where's those thinnest branches, do you think? Let me know in the chat what you think. Okay, so having a look at this picture, we can see that the thickest branches are more towards the bottom of the tree, aren't they? They're the bigger parts of the tree where the trunk is, and that's what keeps the tree stable and so that it doesn't blow over in the wind. And someone has said that the thinnest branches are right at the top. You're right. And Corinne agrees, the thickest branches are at the bottom and they're thin at the top. That's right. Okay, so it's almost as if you can see they're almost like arms, aren't they? And they come out in all different directions, and all those smaller twigs and things, they're right, the thinnest branches are right at the end. Okay, let's have a look at the next slide. Okay, so did you notice that the trunk of the tree is thicker than any of the branches? The branches that grow directly from the trunk are the thickest branches, and the branches that grow from these ones become thinner and thinner. Branches try to grow in the direction of the sunlight. That's a really good fact, isn't it? That's really interesting. That happens with flowers as well. They often move around like sunflowers do. They move around to face the sunshine. Okay, so let's look at a step-by-step guide for one method of how to draw a tree. Okay, so you can be practicing this as I'm talking if you like. I think we're going to have a little quick go at this after I've finished speaking, but I'm just going to get out of your way so you can see. Okay, so starting by drawing two vertical lines. So vertical is like this. This is horizontal. So vertical lines that curve outwards, okay, towards the top. This is the trunk. It should be the thickest part of your tree. Next, create three main branches from the trunk. And like we saw in the picture before, the next thickest branches are the ones that come off the trunk of the tree. So by drawing two titled V's, like this, make the trunk lines a bit longer to create the other side of each outer branch. So if you see there's this curve here, extended curve, and then two V's, or you could do them one at a time. In the centre of each of these branches, draw another V and then make the outer branch lines longer to create the other sides of each one. Can you see the three Y shapes? So let me see if I can show you. I'm running out of space on my sketch pad here, so I'm just going to rub out something. Okay, so what we were saying here, I'm going to just show you quickly, is on your piece of paper, you have your two lines for your trunk like this, and then you extend those lines and draw two V's. Can you see that? And then you do the same here, draw a V. Do you see? So a bit like that. Okay, who's with me so far? Right. Okay, so we are then going to continue to draw those V's in the centre of each of these branches and make the outer branch lines longer to create the other sides of each one. Make sure that each layer of Y's becomes shorter and thinner, just like we saw on the picture of that tree. Remember, all of those branches became thinner and thinner as we got to the top of the tree. So as you extend your branches, they will probably cross over each other at some point. Do not draw through the branches you have already created. Make it look like they are growing behind those that have already been drawn. So if you have a look here, do you see this one that goes behind that branch and it goes through here? Don't worry, if you do draw through, if you use a rubber, you can always rub out that little line there. Okay, So when you think your tree has enough branches, on the final layer, join the outer side of each branch to each side of the V in its centre. You have finished drawing your tree. Okay, so does that make sense? So you see they've been attached here. So they're not open like these ones here. They've got a final sort of point towards those branches. Okay. So for another 2-minute challenge, I want you to try and sketch that tree again. So using this V and Y method. So before, when we asked you to do this, you had to do it with your imagination and think from memory. But this time, you've got some idea of how you could sketch a tree. So I'm going to leave this up for you because I know a few of you will be saying, no, I need the pictures. So I'd like you to have another go at sketching this. If you have done already, do another one, maybe do it next to it. A 2-minute challenge starting now. I'll do it with you. Okay, ready? So I'm starting with my trunk and then extending out and doing those 2 V shapes. How's everyone getting on? 1 minute left. It's not meant to be perfect, so don't worry if you're rushing. It's absolutely fine. So you can make some of those, remember those lines being longer as you go upwards and thinner. And if they cross, it doesn't matter. Okay, and stop. How did you get on? Was it better this time, do you think? You can do it, don't worry. It's fine. Remember, that was only a 2-minute challenge. When you actually go off and do this without rushing, you'll have a lot more time to do it properly. So don't worry. Look, even mine's a little bit, because it was only a 2-minute challenge. So don't worry, okay? Okie dokie. So you can also, if you happen to have paint at home, you could also use this V and Y method using paint instead of drawing. Can you use these pictures to discuss with someone next to you or think about how this painting of the tree has been created? So instead of using pencil strokes, what have they done instead? That's great. I'm so glad you can do it now, Lola. Brilliant. So how has it been done on this one with the paintbrush? Instead of doing those V's, can you see how they've done it there? What does everyone think? So instead of drawing those separate V's, they've just done small strokes, haven't they, with their paintbrush instead. Okay, so let's have a look. So now that we know how to draw and paint a tree, or we've got some idea, we are going to look at how to draw several trees. What does the word several mean? Does anyone know what the word several means? Someone tell me in the chat. And create the feeling of depth in our artwork. That's another word, depth. What does that mean? Well done, Corinne. Yep, they've used a thick paintbrush for the bottom and a thinner paintbrush at the top. Really observant. Well done, Corinne. Brilliant. And yes, so Thomas says that several means like more than one, a lot. Good. That's brilliant. So what about depth? What do we think about that word depth? Wow, Thomas. You are there today, aren't you? Depth is the third dimension. I wonder if you can elaborate, Thomas. What do you mean by that? Can you explain further for us? So if we were thinking about a 2D shape or a 2D picture, it's got 2 dimensions and it's flat, isn't it? So depth, if you think about a 3D shape, you can see it's got depth, hasn't it? I'm not doing a very good job of explaining this, but such as, let's have a look if I can find something to show you. Okay, my glass. My glass is not 2D, is it? Okay, it's not flat. It's 3D shape, isn't it? Okay. So, let's have a look. So if an artist creates depth in a picture, they create the feeling that the picture is not just flat, but that some objects are closer and some are further away. So which of these trees which of the trees in this picture look the furthest away and which look the nearest? How do you know this and what is different about them in comparison to the other trees? So have a little think about that. Which trees look like they are closest to you and which trees look further away? What do you think? What do you think? Which trees look further away? And how can you tell that they're further away? Brilliant, well done. So Abdul says that the darker green trees are closer to us, and as the trees get away from us, they get lighter, don't they? Really interesting, well done. Fantastic. Okay, so to make the trees look further away, it has been painted in a lighter tone of colour. It is smaller than the other trees. It has been placed higher up on the canvas or in the picture. And I think Cheryl. Now, I can't remember whose name that is. Was that a child's name? I can't remember. But Cheryl says that she's going on a walk soon and that she's going to look at some nature. That's brilliant. Maybe you can take a piece of paper with you and do some sketching. So Nisha says that the smaller trees are further away and the bigger trees are closer. Yeah, that's right. So we've got dark trees at the front. So we've said here to make a tree look further away, it's smaller than the other trees and it has been placed higher up. To make the tree look nearer to you, it's been painted in a darker tone of colour. It is larger than the other trees and it has been placed lower down on the canvas. So if you imagine you're standing there right at the front of those trees and you're looking out at this landscape, then you will see all those trees closer together to you, right at the bottom there, and as it goes further away, you're seeing all the other trees, all those lighter trees at the back. Okay, so have a look at these pictures to see if you think they show depth. Discuss with someone next to you or tell me in the chat how each artist has created this feeling. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? They're pretty amazing paintings, aren't they? They look very realistic. Yes, Corinne, they've used strokes. So that's a different painting technique with their paintbrush. How can you tell that there's depth there, that you've got trees closer to you and other trees going further away? So Thomas says that they overlap. Brilliant. Fantastic, yes. They overlap. What else? Do you notice anything about the tone and the colour? What do you think? I have to say, one of those pictures with the sea in the background is making me want to go on holiday. Yeah, so Corinne says smaller trees further away. What about that tone and colour that we were talking about before? What do you think? Yep, so bigger trees are towards us. And they're darker, aren't they? They've got more colour, they're more shaded in. And then as they go away, the trees get lighter in tone, don't they? It's almost as if the light is hitting the back of the forest there. Brilliant, well done. Okay, so we're going to do some sketching now. Hang on a minute. So first of all, let me just show you, if you did some practicing of those trees we did at the beginning, you can go back and do some more of that. So this is one of mine that I took a bit more time to do earlier, if you see that. So I started putting in some more shading in there, and a top tip from me is often trees have knots in, and you can make those little knots almost with like a 6 shape. And then as I've gone up, I've added more shading in those darker areas there. And I've started colouring in my leaves here, but if you don't have colour then you don't need to, so that's absolutely fine. So if you wanted to go away and practice drawing trees, that's absolutely fine. Or if you want to have a go at creating a picture with depth, so more than one tree, then I can put a picture up on the screen and you can have a go at sketching that. So this was my one, a very quick one that I tried to do earlier, where I've tried to create depth by adding more trees in the backgrounds. And also this path, if you see, is wider at the front of the page and it gets thinner as it goes away to give another idea of depth and like you're looking into a forest. So there's 2 things you can do there. You can sketch trees, you can try and practice those trees, or you can create depth with some of those pictures. So let me just show you. If you did manage, if you did manage to download the worksheets, let me just show you. So we've got some help sheets here. So if you needed help on how to draw trees there, then you can have a look at those help sheets. And there's also a help sheet on how to create depth. Okay, so you could also have a go at adding leaves and more branches on the trees on these templates. Okay, there's some other activities that you could do. So if you happen to have lots of paper and things, you can always create depth by adding in different layers of paper, just like we have here in these ones. So if you have got those, then feel free to have a go at them if you like. But otherwise, I can leave a picture up on the screen for you, maybe this one. So this is the one I had a go at. Sorry. Okay. I'm losing my voice. So you can have a go at that one. So what do you think you'll be doing? Will you have a go at maybe sketching some trees and practicing your trees? Or will you have a go at doing some depth with some of those pictures? And of course, if you have paints, you can always paint them. And remember, we love showing your art at the end of the lesson. So if you've done anything so far, it doesn't need to be finished. Please do send it in to homelearning@planbee.com. I would love to show your artwork. Okay, so children, if you'd like to go off and do some sketching and some drawing, practicing your trees. Parents, if you've got any questions at all, please do put them in the chat for us. And we are more than happy to answer any questions you have on home learning, on any of our resources. Be sure to check out our blog as well. You can see that on our website. There's lots of brilliant articles there on home learning and being a parent teacher, children's mental health, as it's Mental Health Awareness Week. There's lots of information on there. So if you fancy having a read, then do go find those. Another thing to mention to parents is that we've got a giveaway happening at the moment where you could win a free year's silver membership with us, which will give you 30% off loads of resources, all of the resources, and also 3 free schemes that you can choose from. So schemes that could be 5 or 7 lessons long, depending on the price. And lots of access to freebies. So if you're interested in having a go at entering that giveaway, if you go over to our Instagram page, the post is on there. Make sure you follow us and tag some friends below the picture. There's lots of information there, so do get involved in that if you would like to have a chance at winning that membership. Okay, while the children are working as well, I wanted to show you some really nice freebies that I've put in the folder for you. So if you wanted to extend this learning further, then you can always have a go at some of these things. They don't always have to be art related. So if you wanted to link this learning to science, for example, you could have a look at this freebie. So this one is parts of a plant, and you can, with the children, look at the plant's leaves, the flower, the roots and the stem. Have a look at all those parts of the plant, and there's some worksheets there that the children could do themselves. So what a lovely activity it would be to be able to go out in the garden or maybe go for a walk and see if you can spot some plants. Can the children name the parts of the plant? So that's a really fun activity to do if you'd like to extend the learning. Okay, there's also some fun anagrams here, flower anagrams. So these are scrambled words that reveal a well-known flower in the UK. So again, this might be something that might be a fun activity to do with the children. So this one at the front, at the top here, I think is quite an easy one to get, isn't it? I wonder if you can see which one that is. Lots of fun activities there for you to try. Oh, it's got the answers there, I won't show you. And also, if the children wanted to maybe practice their painting, there's a nice freebie here of different colours and complementary colours that work well together, and harmonious colours as well. So there's lots of good freebies in that worksheet, not the worksheet folder, the freebie folder in the link below the description. So do go have a look at those, download them completely free. Yeah, and I hope you make good use out of them. So how are we getting on with our pictures, children? How are we doing? Let's have a look and see if we've got some coming in already. We do. Wow, okay. So let's have a look. Lots of stuff coming in right now. So let's have a look at Lola's. Let's have a look, Lola. Where's yours? See if I can download this for you. So Lola's been practicing her trees. have a look. Here we go, I'll turn it around. Okay, so here's Lola's. So she's been practicing her tree trunks there. She's even thought about that, the knots in the wood there. And I can see, oops, I can see up here you've done your V shapes as well. Well done, Lola. Brilliant. Okay, we've also got one from Eva. Oh, wow. Eva's been doing some beautiful shading. And she's thought about the seasons and how trees change during the seasons. What a fantastic piece of learning. Look at that. So this bit here is what we've been practicing. It's like the winter tree where it hasn't got any leaves. Brilliant. And then she's thought about spring where it starts to blossom maybe, and summer, autumn where they start to lose their leaves. Fantastic. That's lovely learning, Eva. Well done. I love how you've thought about the seasons. Fantastic. Right, let's have a look and see if there's any more. Lily and Henry. Oh, love that. So Lily has a meandering path going through and Henry has little hiding places for animals. That's brilliant. Okay, let's have a look. So I think this one is Lily's. Let's have a look. Here's Lily's. Is this Lily's meandering path? I think so. Look at that fantastic tree. That is beautiful. I love all that detail you've put in with the leaves. That's fantastic. Well done. That's brilliant. I love that. Absolutely love that. Well done. Right, let's have a look at Henry's. Can't leave Henry out. Okay, here's Henry's. So can you see he's got some hiding places for animals there? So that's another thing that you can link this learning to is habitats as well. And creating places for bugs and creatures to live in. I wonder if anyone's made a bug hotel before. It's a really fun thing to do. Okay, let's see what else we've got. So we've got Abdullah here. Wow. Oh! Abdullah has done some fantastic sort of wavy trees. Let's have a look. And he's been shading it in as well. Let's have a look at Abdullah's. Sorry, my computer's being a bit slow. Here we go. So here's Abdullah and his learning. Fabulous. So yours are sort of like a wiggly, and you're right, branches don't go in straight lines, do they? So they often are quite a wavy sort of shape. That's amazing. Fantastic. Thank you, Abdullah. Sorry, my screen keeps going off. And we also have, let's have a look, Mariam. Let's have a look at Mariam's. Let's see. Right, so Mariam has been practicing her trees as well. Look at all those branches. And I can see those V's that you've been doing. Fantastic work, Mariam. Well done. I wonder if you're going to keep on practicing and maybe even paint or colour that in. Fabulous. Right, I'm going to try and do some more because we've got some more coming in. Okay, let's have a look. So, oh wow. Elsie, let's have a look at yours. Wow, look at that. It's So that almost looks like Elsie has put her tree right in the middle of like a crossroads. And those fantastic branches, they look amazing. And she's tried to do some depth there. She's got another tree in the background. Oh my gosh, that's so much better than mine, Elsie. That's fantastic, and I love your shading. Well done, that's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, Ebony, thank you for sending in your work again. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you're okay. Let's have a look at Ebony's. So Ebony has coloured hers in. Let's have a look. There we go. So I can see your branches as well. And you've had a go at making that depth, the picture sort of seem like there's more than one tree and it's going off into the background like we saw on the picture. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Ebony, for sending that in. I think I've got time for one or two more. So we've got a lovely picture. So we've got here Nisha and Jaya. I hope I'm saying your name right. Okay, so I'm just going to show Jaya's now. Oh wow, lovely picture. Got a lovely smile. That's so lovely. Look at those brilliant trees you've done there. And all I can see your V's as well. You've been practicing your branches. That's fantastic learning. And I love your colouring in. Brilliant. Well done, Jaya. I love that. And we've also got Nisha's here. Let's have a look. Let's see, Nisha. And here's Nisha. And she's done that winding, meandering path as well. And I can see you've really had a go at creating that depth with trees going behind. And that tree in the middle is brilliant. I love those. They're really clear, your branches. And I can see you've really tried hard on those that Y and V technique to create your tree. And you've put some knots in your tree as well. That's fabulous learning. Well done, everyone. Thomas. Can always trusty Thomas with his artwork. Let's have a look at yours, Thomas. Let's have a look. Lovely picture of Thomas there. Drawing, oh look, that's brilliant. I can see his meandering path. He's having a go at overlapping those trees as well to create depth. I've got a tree stump here as well. Fabulous, lovely sketching, Thomas. And it's always lovely to see your lovely face. Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, everyone, for sending all of those in. So I actually think that that's all we've got time for today, but I really hope you enjoyed this session and this plant art, and that you'll go away and maybe have a go at this afternoon. Maybe you'll go on a walk, like someone said, and see what trees you can see. Maybe look at the detail on the bark, and maybe have a look at the leaves and what they look like. Then maybe you could add more detail to those trees that you started this morning. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us again today, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone, and have a lovely day. Bye.